It was a rainy afternoon in Portland, Oregon, and the gentle rhythm of raindrops against the window filled the small living room of the Miller family. The gray clouds painted the entire sky in a quiet melancholy, matching the stillness inside. Amanda Miller, a 37-year-old mother, sat on the couch wrapped in a soft blanket, sipping a cup of tea. Her 14-year-old daughter, Emily, sat cross-legged on the rug, scrolling through the movie selection on their streaming app. "Mom," Emily said, wrinkling her nose, "there's literally nothing to watch. Everything looks boring." Amanda smiled faintly. "That's because you've seen every movie in existence, Emmy." Emily laughed. "Not every movie." Amanda set her cup down and pulled the blanket tighter around her shoulders. It had been 2 weeks since her husband, David, left for his work trip to Seattle. He was an engineer, often traveling for projects that lasted days or sometimes weeks. Normally, Amanda didn't mind the quiet. It gave her and Emily time to bond, but lately, the silence felt heavier than usual. "Let's just pick something random," Amanda said softly. "Maybe a documentary or a comedy." Emily scrolled for a moment longer, then clicked on something. The screen flashed to life, showing an old family film, something recorded when Emily was still a toddler. Amanda's eyes softened as she saw David's face appear on the screen, younger and laughing. He was tossing little Emily up in the air, both of them smiling brightly under the summer sun. "Wow," Emily murmured. "I don't even remember this." Amanda leaned back, her eyes misty. "You were about 3. That was your dad's old camera. He used to record everything back then." The room filled with the sound of laughter from the recording, the kind that could make even the gloomiest afternoon feel like sunshine. Emily giggled. "You look so different, Mom. And Dad. He had so much hair." Amanda laughed for the first time that day. "Don't tell him that when he comes back." As they continued watching, Emily noticed how her parents used to look at each other. Playful, full of joy, and easy affection. "You guys looked so happy," she said quietly. "We were," Amanda replied. "We still are. Just, life gets busy. People forget to slow down." Emily turned to look at her mother. "Do you miss him a lot?" Amanda nodded. "Every single day." The video ended, and the next clip autoplayed, a short home recording of David teaching Emily how to ride her first bike. Amanda smiled again, remembering the moment she had been too nervous to watch back then. Emily leaned her head on her mom's shoulder. "I wish we could all do that again." Amanda brushed her daughter's hair gently. "We will, sweetheart. Once your dad comes back, maybe we'll go on a weekend trip. Just like old times." The movie night continued with laughter and old family memories. But suddenly, the power flickered. The TV went black. The storm outside had grown stronger, the wind whistling through the trees. "Oh great," Emily said, hugging a pillow. "Now what?" Amanda stood and grabbed her phone. "Looks like the power's out for a bit. Let's light some candles." Within minutes, the room glowed with soft amber light. Amanda and Emily sat together, surrounded by flickering shadows and the comforting crackle of rain. "Want to tell a story instead?" Amanda suggested. "Only if it's not one of your old fairy tales," Emily teased. Amanda grinned. "All right, then I'll tell you something real." And so, she began sharing stories from her youth. How she met David at college in San Francisco, how they used to take long drives to the coast, how they built their first home with barely enough savings but lots of dreams. Emily listened, fascinated. When Amanda paused, Emily said softly, "You make it sound like a movie, Mom." "In a way," Amanda said. "Life is a movie. You just have to notice the moments that matter." A clap of thunder made Emily jump. "Ugh, I hate storms." Amanda reached over, pulling her closer. "They always pass, sweetheart. Just like the bad days." There was something peaceful about that moment. The sound of rain, the scent of wax, the warmth between mother and daughter. A few hours passed, and the storm began to ease. Amanda's phone buzzed. It was a message from David. "Miss you both. Storm's bad here too, but I'll be home tomorrow night." Amanda smiled. "Dad's fine," she said. "He'll be back soon." Emily's face brightened. "Good. We'll show him all these old videos when he gets home." The next morning, sunlight spilled through the curtains. The storm had passed, and everything outside looked washed clean. Amanda made breakfast, pancakes, just the way David liked. Emily set the table, humming softly. By evening, David finally walked through the door, his hair damp from the drizzle but his smile wide as ever. "There's my girls," he said, dropping his bag and pulling them both into a hug. Emily laughed. "Dad, you won't believe what we found on your old camera." David looked curious. "Oh yeah." Amanda smiled warmly. "You'll see." They all sat together on the couch again, this time in the golden glow of a peaceful evening. The video played, David teaching toddler Emily how to blow bubbles, Amanda chasing them both with a camera, laughter echoing through the speakers. David chuckled. "Wow, look at us." "Yeah," Amanda said softly. "Look at us." As the screen flickered with old memories, the family sat close, hearts full. Emily whispered, "Mom, I'm glad we watched this." Amanda smiled and kissed her forehead. "Me too, sweetheart. Sometimes, it takes looking back to remember how much we already have." And as the credits of their own home movie rolled, the Millers realized that happiness had never really left. It had just been waiting quietly for them to notice again. The night ended with laughter, stories, and a renewed promise that no matter how busy life got, they would always find their way back to these small, beautiful moments together.